Can beliefs influence cancer on the cellular level? To explore this question, I would like to tell you the story of Mr. Wright. This is from an article by Dr. Bruno Klopfer in the Journal of Projective Techniques, Volume 21. Mr. Wright was a patient of psychologist Bruno Klopfer in 1957. Mr. Wright had far advanced lymphosarcoma, with tumours the size of oranges in his neck, groin, chest and armpits. He had already exhausted all known treatments and was expected to die of his disease. Mr. Wright had not given up hope though, and when he heard of a new drug called prednisone, he begged so hard to be included in the trial that he was given a shot of the new drug even though he didn't qualify as a study subject. Dr. Klopfer expected Mr. Wright to be dead the following morning, but was amazed to find him out of his bed and chatting happily. With continued treatments of prednisone, Mr. Wright's tumours melted away within a few days, even though the other study subjects showed no such improvements. Mr. Wright was discharged within 10 days. Within months, however, conflicting reports began to appear in the media about the effectiveness of the drug, and Mr. Wright relapsed to his original state and returned to the hospital depressed and once more near death. At this point, Dr. Klopfer assured Mr. Wright that the bad press was due to the early shipment of the drug deteriorating during transit, and promised to treat him with some fresh, extra potent prednisone. Mr. Wright's attitude became once more positive, and he responded to the drug again with amazing results, except the injections he received were actually only water. This could have possibly been a happy story, except that it seems that Mr. Wright was never told that his miracle cure was only created by his belief in a non-existent drug. Sadly, after reading further reports on the worthlessness of prednisone, Mr. Wright was readmitted to the hospital in extremis. His faith was gone, his last hope vanished, and he succumbed in less than 2 days. So what happened here? What caused the disappearance and reappearance of Mr. Wright's tumours? Was it the drugs? No, Mr. Wright's tumours disappeared the second time when he thought he was given the drug even though he was only given an injection of water. It would seem that the driving force in Mr. Wright's recovery from near death was his belief and faith that the new drug would cure him. When he had an optimistic outlook, the tumours melted away. When he lost his faith, the tumours returned. How does this work? How does a state of mind actually precipitate the creation and discreation of physical tumours? If we were able to look inside Mr. Wright as his tumours were melting away, I suspect that we would not find anything unusual going on within his body. I expect that only natural physical processes would be happening, and that the natural physical process responsible for maintaining health is the immune system. Mr. Wright's expectation of health would have activated his immune system to recognize that the tumours needed removing, and the normal processes of T cells and white blood cells, etc., would have begun to destroy and remove the cancer cells. Is this possible? In this book, Quantum Healing, Deepak Chopra tells us how the cells of the immune system contain an intelligence that responds to the intelligence of the mind-body. In this book, The Biology of Belief, Dr. Bruce Lipton describes how each of the trillions of cells in our bodies responds to chemicals and energetic signals created by our emotions and thoughts. Our thoughts, attitudes and emotions can turn the effectiveness of our immune system up or down from one moment to the next. Many doctors and writers claim that our immune system deals with cancerous cells continuously throughout our lives. That cells are continuously becoming cancerous, but our immune system destroys them and removes them before they can grow to the size to be recognized as a cancer or a tumor. When we are positive, free from stress, and in a healthy state emotionally, our immune system will maintain our bodies in a healthy state. But when we are stressed, unhappy, and negative, we become vulnerable to infections, diseases and cancer. In this book, The Creation of Health, Dr. Norman Shealy and Caroline Miss describe how the demands of modern life are causing people to be in a permanent state of stress that lowers their immune system and makes them susceptible to cancer and other diseases. It goes like this. Imagine that things are not going well for you at work. The boss is not satisfied with your performance, and other, younger workers are keen for your position. The economy is not good, and cutbacks need to be made. At home, you are having trouble meeting the mortgage, and your partner is critical of how much you are making. Your kids don't seem to take any notice of you, and you feel nobody cares about you or supports you. You feel resentful of others, and that there is nothing you can do about your situation. You really don't like your job, but you can't afford to stop doing it. The future looks like a threatening place, and you don't feel that you can discuss this with your partner, as you don't want to admit your vulnerability. In short, you feel hopeless and worthless. Can you feel what this does to your energy? The message that you are broadcasting to your cells is that life is hopeless. Your immune system responds by shutting down, and illness results as a solution to the stress of an impossible life. Now you discover that you have cancer, and the doctor tells you that you only have a few months to live. Is this going to boost your immune system? Probably not. Depression just makes it worse. Add to this mix a 30-day dose of chemotherapy, and your immune system is in real trouble. Chemotherapy doesn't just kill cancer cells, it kills all rapidly dividing cells. That is, stomach lining cells, skin cells, cancer cells, and bone marrow cells. The cells of your bone marrow create your blood cells, which are the main component of your immune system. Chemotherapy kills millions of blood cells and can lead to complete shutdown of your immune system. Things are not looking good for you. Now, let's create a little hope. Imagine that you realize that you have a choice. You can make decisions and positively change your life situation. You reassess your life and realize that you can live in a smaller house, or get rid of the mortgage and work at a new job that reflects your values. You realize that you can begin to talk to your kids and are not afraid to be honest and vulnerable with them, and you reconnect with your love and respect of your partner. You decide that you can change your diet and eat more healthily, and you take up meditation to relax your mind and exercise to strengthen your body. You can decide that your death is not determined by statistics. Now you are communicating to your immune system that you love being alive, and that your immune system will respond by flooding your body with streams of T cells and white cells eager to remove all traces of cancer. Your tumours will melt away like Mr. Wright's. Mr. Wright's story, and many others like it, show us that beliefs can influence what happens on a cellular level in the body. All it takes is your intention to take responsibility for your life situation and emotional stresses, and your decision that you will heal, and you can influence the health of your cells. If you want to start working on your beliefs and creating a really good intention to heal, buy this book. You don't have to die when your doctor says. Thank you.